Hello chat, Dan VR here. Today I'm going to be giving you a comprehensive guide to the PvP changes that have come with verse 2 and how you can be more prepared for what's to come, win more of your fights, and hopefully keep the loot that you've gotten from your expeditions. So the most notable changes we have to talk about are the actual mechanical changes, which are the addition of venting, the flourish cap, and uppercutting. Venting is directly tied to your tempo, a new mechanic with verse 2. What venting does is it allows you to push your enemies away, giving you time to reset, calm down, and hopefully be able to get your parry timing under control. In order to vent, you just hit critical G if you have enough tempo, which is indicated by the bar inside your actual tempo meter where reservoir used to be. In order to increase your tempo, you just have to remain active in the fight. You have to stay aggressive, landing M1s and mantras. Tempo is best used if you're getting, let's say you get hit with 2 or 3 M1s in a row and you can tell that they're about to go for a mantra. Boom, vent, knock them off you. That resets the flow of the fight. You're able to collect yourself. This is a good way to stay healthy and to stay within the fight, you know, because it's easy now with the changes to parrying, with the actual speed of combat being reduced. It's very easy now to just get comboed up and really have no way out, which is why venting was added. I think it's important to always pay attention to what your tempo meter is at. You should always be able to vent. If you're going to all in and really I got to be super aggressive, I got to go in. Make sure that your tempo bar is almost max when you do this, okay? The second addition, which is the flourish cap. Previously, you could just swing endlessly and endlessly. Now, on your 4th M1, it will end up being a kick flourish, which also knocks back. The best way I would say to use this is to sort of use it to make space, right? I will trade M1s with people and I will keep an active count in my head of how many M1s I've used. If they get too close or maybe they have the advantage in this particular trade, I will set up a mix-up so that I can land that flourish kick to make some space and hopefully, you know, collect myself, be able to get that next trade to be even better. This serves more or less similarly to venting to create space in the fight, but it also adds a more skillful aspect to the game. Like I said, people used to just swing endlessly and hope eventually that they would hit you when you go for a feint or maybe a mantra. The third mechanical addition to the game is uppercut. This serves as more or less a mix-up. You do this by just critical right-click. You get a little dash forward, you uppercut, you know, you take them in the air, you can land an M1 or a critical, maybe even a mantra. This is more, like I said, a mix-up. Typically, I'll like M1 feint, go for an uppercut. That'll set up the rest of my combo. I can get maybe an astral or a gale lunge off. It's generally just another addition to the game to break up that monotonous parry trade. Parry, M1, M parry, how the game used to be, right? This is just to help you land more hits, mix up your opponent, kind of confuse them. Those are the core changes to PvP, okay? The less notable but equally important changes are going to be parry timing. The parry timing has been, I guess you would say, increased. It is much harder to parry now than it was previously. There's much more of a skill gap that you can tell. There's also been more of a slowing down of the combat. I'm sure if you look at any of my ganking videos, anyone else's ganking videos, you can notice that a lot of the combat is very high pace, jumping all over the place, swinging randomly, mantras flying everywhere. That doesn't really work anymore. Now that your ether regen is directly tied to tempo, if you aren't actively getting like into the fight super aggressive, you aren't able to just be jumping around going insane, right? You are rewarded much more for keeping calm, playing it a little slower, right? Make sure you're kind of whittling at them, you know, take your pot shots at them, get your M1, stay calm. Once your tempo bar is almost max, if not max, that is when you go on the offensive and you really put the pressure on. I will be making more videos in the future, more of my PvP Academy type videos. I'll be bringing that series back. I just wanted to give you guys a quick, summary of the changes and how you could better use them going forward to increase your chances of winning. You know, go crazy in Layer 2. Get all your loot, go in the overworld, gank people, have fun. Shit like that, alright? Merry Christmas.